Hello and welcome to HeartLife Cooking. Today the theme is diabetes and insulin resistance. We all know, and we hear it in the news, we hear it everywhere, and we usually know someone who has this kind of condition, that it is on the rise and we have a real issue with that. So I want to give a little education about what is diabetes, or actually more, what is our blood sugar. So blood sugar is a measurement we do in our blood which will measure glucose. So both of these words are interchangeable. And the glucose in our blood is a way for us to create energy. When that happens, our cell can create energy. I want to share a little bit about what we can do to help ourselves consume less refined sugars so that our glucose in our body doesn't get too high and stays there. I use this kind of sugar, and it's actually super sweet, so you don't need a lot, but it doesn't spike your blood sugar. And this is called erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol, and monk fruit, which is a natural fruit. And they combine it and it tastes just like sugar. And then there's another one which doesn't spike your blood sugar, and that's stevia. Stevia is a leaf which comes from Southern America, and it's been used for decades. And when you chew it, you can buy the actual leaf, and you chew it, it's very sweet. So these are the two alternatives I would suggest to someone who has diabetes. So we're gonna make a poached salmon with string beans today. Poached salmon is something so delicious and so simple to make. So what are we going to do first is the poaching liquid. And with this liquid we need a couple of items. Chicken broth, apple cider vinegar, dill, parsley, shallots. Shallots are small onions, and gray sea salt. And look at this absolute gorgeousness of this fish. So each of these fillets, so that's a fillet, is about a pound and a half. And you want to salt it in a nice way, liberally. And put a little bit of pepper on it. Pepper just gives a little bit of a kick to any recipe. I will be pouring in the chicken broth into a cup measure, which I'm going to put in my pan here. I'm gonna add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and that's something you can gauge. I would say maybe not more than a quarter of a cup. We're gonna take these amazing herbs, and I throw this in here. First I took the parsley, now the dill, and then I'm taking the shallots, and I'm just gonna throw them in there. Salt, of course. I'm gonna use my lovely sea salt. And then I'm gonna put a lid on top of it and let this cook a little bit. And why I'm doing that, because all of these ingredients will infuse the chicken broth really nicely. In the meanwhile, I had the water boiling for the green beans. Here we go. In they go. I will add salt, some butter. We're taking it just very easy with this recipe because I want to really encourage you all to get in the kitchen and realize how simple it is to cook. So we have the green beans in the water, ready to steam. They take about 15 minutes, a little longer. I lowered it. We don't want it on boiling because then they get too soft. And then here we're going to lower this now. And then we take this gorgeous piece of salmon, skin side down. We're placing it in the poaching liquid. And now it can do its thing for a moment. And you will see that the salmon will turn opaque. Right now it's very pink, and then it becomes more of a white pink. And that's when the salmon is ready. The next step is gonna be draining the beans. And then we're gonna drain these in a nice little colander, bring over the pan to the cutting board. gently lift this beautiful, gorgeous piece of salmon. There it is. I'm gonna grab the beans. Fish is very gentle food. We will put this on here. See how simple this was, not many ingredients, a little time, and go eat it, enjoy it with your friends, and have a happy life. So thank you, and bon appetit.